Hey everyone! Today we are not going to talk about how messy my hair is because it just doesn't want to cooperate, and I have a cowlick that literally will not do anything but stick straight up. So there's that. I've tried everything. But we will talk about my unpopular bookish opinions. I think they're unpopular because they're contrary to most of the things I see on Book Talk or Bookstagram or whatever you want to call them all. I'm just going to dive right into it. My first one is that I like my Kindle more than books, at least to read on. I think it's just easier for me. It's convenient. It's portable. It fits in my purse. When I was little, I used to choose a purse based on if it would fit the biggest Harry Potter books. So that was how I chose purses. So that I could always make sure that any book I was going to read would fit in there, because there was no book bigger than the biggest Harry Potter book when I was that little. And then nowadays, I have a tiny little purse and my Kindle fits in there, and I just think that that is so convenient and so easy. I also think it's easier to hold. I have rheumatoid arthritis, so it's not always the easiest for me to hold open a book for a long time, be it paperback, hardcover, anything. It's just a pain in the butt. And my Kindle, I can just stick a pop socket on and I don't even have to hold it. It just sits between my fingers. But when it does come to books, I think that paperbacks are better than hardbacks. I don't know why. I've just always loved a paperback book. I love the way they look on my shelves. I think hardcovers and dust covers are just, I don't know, too cumbersome maybe. I don't know. That's just an opinion for me, and with zero reason. I just like paperbacks better. I do like to collect books as trophies. Not all of them, but like series that I really, really enjoyed, or something that I know I'm going to keep going back to, that becomes part of my personality. Because if you're a reader, you know sometimes when you finish a book or a series, it just becomes your personality and consumes you. Those are the books that I will buy a physical copy of and put them on my shelves. Or if I know an author is doing a signing, I will get their books as well, just so that I can have that on my shelf. Reading goals are not necessary. I don't think reading goals are necessary for anybody. I always have a reading goal because, I don't know, I just set these limits for myself, and not limits, I set these, goals. I set goals for myself, and it just kind of gives me something to work towards, because I just need to feel like I've achieved something, even in my hobbies, apparently. When it comes to reading goals, I think that rereading and fan fictions count toward your reading goal, be it monthly, yearly, anything. I am a chronic rereader. I have reread one series 4 times this year, and it's only the end of July. I re-listen to books all the time on Audible if I have them. And I also love fan fiction, mostly Harry Potter fan fiction. I will say that I have not really ventured into anything other than Harry Potter fan fiction, and a little bit of Good Omens fan fiction, but Harry Potter is just my favorite fan fiction because there is so much more depth that we could get from those stories that I think that the Harry Potter fandom really dives into and is really creative with, and it just is a way that I enjoy it. And then my last unpopular opinion is that audiobooks count as reading. I've heard multiple people say that audiobooks don't count because you're not technically reading, but I think that, you're consuming that book, even if it's not through your eyes. Who cares? You're reading that book. Since becoming a mom, I have appreciated audiobooks a million times over because I just don't have as much time to read. So if I'm putting the baby down for a nap, I have my audiobook on. When I was working full-time, I had such a heavy workload that audiobooks helped me get through my day, because my job was mostly reading, and I didn't want to read for fun after spending 8 to 9 hours a day reading for work. So audiobooks helped me be able to take in more books than I would have been able to while I was working full time. And then my husband, not a big reader, but he'll listen to an audiobook with me. You know what? Not everybody's into reading. That's okay. So I think that this is a great way for us to be able to connect and enjoy something together that isn't just mindlessly staring at a screen. We get to pause the book and talk about it and talk about theories and things like that. So yeah, audiobooks count as reading, and those are my unpopular opinions. If you disagree, I will have a healthy conversation with you in the comments. If you have any unpopular opinions that you want to share with me, please, by all means, leave them down there. I will chat to my or your heart's content about them, because unpopular opinions seem to be something that I just can't get enough of. See you next time. Bye.